Good afternoon to everyone. It's time for Viewpoint for today. Wendell Moore here with my guests, and of course, I'd like to welcome you all in the audience and hope that what we share with you today would be a source of information, encouragement, as well as education on the part of what we're doing here on Viewpoint. If you're with us by way of 102.7, good afternoon to you, or TV Carib, Channel 10, good afternoon to you as well. All right, I'm here with someone who can be considered a newcomer to the political arena. Of course, this is the opportunity for them to, make themselves known to the general public, and at the same time, give you an opportunity to find out who they are. The one before me is Miss Solange Ludmilla York Duncan. Pretty long name, but most people know her as Ludmilla.
Yes.
Of course, and the word Duncan speaks volume as well. All right. Good afternoon to you, young lady, and hope that you might be able to at least let the general public get a good look at who you are today. A good look as well as hear what Ludmilla is all about. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Moore. Good afternoon to the radio listeners and the TV viewers out there. I am happy and thankful for this opportunity to introduce myself as candidate number 10 on the National Alliance slate.
This is what you wanted to do all along? Or this...
Oh, no. For me, I have dreamed about this my entire life. You know, growing up in a house with strong, strong political enthusiasm. We always talked politics, at the dinner table. It was definitely not about how school was going or anything. It was about what was going on in society and what was government up to. So it's been in my, it's been a part of who I am, and I have been working on becoming what I believe is the candidate for St. Martin. Yeah.
I like what you said because much of that doesn't happen nowadays. People around the dinner table discussing politics, young people that is.
Yes.
They are always far removed from that type of discussion and maybe engaged in listening to their music, that kind of stuff.
That's
but
true.
I think that's what shapes a leader, when
Exactly.
you're able to, ahead of time, be involved in this type of discussion. Your dad was pretty much an influential person in the political arena, so
He was.
I could imagine that a lot of that rubbed off on you.
Oh, it really did. I worked with him from 2010 to 2012 in his cabinet as when he was Minister of Justice. I worked as a policy advisor there, and I learned so much, and it was such an amazing time, especially for justice. I mean, he created a Justice Academy, which employed a number of local young police officers, and I'm extremely proud to have been a part of that. Yeah.
That was a special achievement on his part.
It was, yes.
And it was at a time when we needed it most.
Indeed.
Because we were doing a transition. Did he play any other role in your life in terms of an image that you always looked up to? Or you had some other political figure that you admire?
Oh, well, besides my father, who of course was, besides his love for politics, he is a lawyer and a self-made one at that. So that was extremely important to me to see that, you can plot your own destiny. I have a very big, I am inspired by our current leader of the National Alliance, the first female leader for the party, Minister Sylveria Jacobs. The fact that she has grown over the last few years and she has taken up the helm. She's such a vibrant young woman that excites me, and so she is definitely one of the main reasons why I joined the National Alliance.
All right. As far as your involvement as a young person, there is always a stigma, and I don't know how much you're aware of it, that is associated with politicians. Is that play anywhere in your psyche, knowing that you have to defend that at some point? Because people think politicians don't really work, and they change when they get in. Maybe start with good intentions. How have you viewed that, and how would you respond to such a criticism?
It plays a big role because I think my generation has such an important part to play in the country right now. And so for me, I'm excited, but I know as well that our track record shows a different sort of story. And I believe that the expectations of young politicians might be sometimes removed from the reality. And that is why I believe that I have what it takes. Because I've worked in government, I currently work in government, I've been very close to the political arena. And so I know how to manage expectations. I know what bureaucracy is like. I know what it takes to work hard, to do the research, to legislate. So I am not going in naive or afraid to do the work. And yeah, so I definitely am looking forward to making a difference and proving that the young candidates, especially on the National Alliance, are ready and willing to do the work.
I was about to ask you why you affiliate yourself with this party, not another, but I realized that just a moment ago you talked about how you were inspired by the leader of the National Alliance.
Yes.
That played a role in you joining that party, or you, at a given point, were considering any other party?
No, I wasn't considering any other party. I believe that the National Alliance, former SPA, if we want to go back a little bit, has always been a party of the people. You know, they have done so much for this country, and I believe that they have what it takes to continue to do work for the country if they are given the mandate to govern for 4 years. So for me, there was no doubt in my mind that this was a party that I wanted to be a part of, and I see myself growing, being actively involved, and being listened to, because that is extremely important.
What about your generation, the people who are friends with you? They obviously would have a difference of opinion when it comes to their choices. Have you had any of your peers who differ with what you think?
A few of them do, but most of them agree and are on the team and extremely excited about the party. Yeah, no, everyone that I have spoken to, I mean, the biggest issue right now is that elections have come at a wrong time.
Yeah.
We are in a very political, chaotic landscape, and of course, we're still in recovery mode. So for them, most people don't want to vote. However, they know that it's important, and I think they're excited, especially because of the slate of young people that are coming up.
You expect to win over guys like myself, who is a lot older than you are, or you're looking at your peers for support?
Both, both. Mostly my peers who consider themselves also young, strong, and progressive. But with the more mature generation, I want you to know that I have the team, I have the legal experts available to support me. So it's not that I'm just coming to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I actually have professionals that are going to be there to help me do the work.
All right. Everyone knows as well that there's a dire need for young people to get involved in politics.
Yes.
But one of the hindrances, I believe, was that same stigma factor, where a lot of them feel that politicians is only all about themselves and money. It's good to know that you have, as a young person, decided to throw your hat in the ring. But at the same time, we need more and more. So maybe what you did was not a bad idea at all. We need more and more young people in the political arena, because we're tired of some of these recycled politicians.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
What are some of the things you want to accomplish if and when you're elected? Because I think a lot of people are not sure either of what they are about when it comes to joining the political arena. And I'm going to jump ahead of you and just say that one of the things I think a lot of people are not well up to date with is you are actually postulating yourself to be a candidate in Parliament.
Yes, yep.
And that has some requirements back of it.
Indeed.
What are some of the things you wish to accomplish if elected?
Well, as a parliamentarian, my job will be to legislate, in addition, of course, to questioning ministers to make sure that they do their jobs for the people. But one of the biggest issues that I feel passionate about is the development of our communities and empowering our people. A lot of us depend on government for so much when we are the ones with the power. We are this country's greatest asset. And so for me, especially, we saw after the storm how important it is to get our communities back up and running, for neighbors to take care of each other. And I want to solidify the roles of community councils. These are the persons elected by the people in that district to represent them, and they can go to them about their employment needs, about the sports programs necessary in the community, about afternoon school programs. You know, after Hurricane Irma, and I looked around at the children in the neighborhood, and everyone was pretty bored because they're not like my generation, and we played and climbed trees and so forth. You know, it was about the tablets and so forth. So without any electricity, it was, you know, it was crazy for them. And I said, you know what? We have a couple of teachers in the neighborhood. I'm going to walk around and ask these teachers if they would be available for a few hours a day to give our children some lessons, just get their minds stimulated, because it might be a long time before school starts back. I just visited a couple of homes on a few roads, and the my neighbors were really excited about the opportunity to allow their children to go right down the road to get a few lessons, to learn about each other, learn about the neighborhood. And it was something that I am proud to have accomplished after the storm. And the minister made a move to get schools back up and running pretty quickly, so that was also good. But that idea is something that can happen on a daily basis. I also have neighbors right now that are employing each other. You know, so community employment programs, yes, it's incredible that if we start to look at each other as equal and that we need each other, then there's a limit to what we will desire from government, because we are taking care of ourselves. So for me, the role of community councils are extremely important, and as a legislator, we need to strengthen that role.
Like as a legislator, because
Yes,
all of these systems and procedures must be legislated for them
exactly.
to
And it's
be
going to
able
take
to
a
be
lot of
applied.
work,
Yeah.
yes, research and a lot of policy work to really iron out the details, but it can be done.
Sound a little social there. Is any of that part of what you believe in?
Oh, yes, I definitely believe that the government has a responsibility to take care of its people through better health care. That is extremely important to me. I lost my youngest daughter about almost a year ago. She had a rare heart disease, and so we had to move to the Netherlands for health care for about a year. And she didn't make it, but she was such a strong little girl. But that showed me that the need for quality health care and medical professionals on this island is really important. And so that is something that we also need to look at.
Kind of sad story, but it kind of set you up, I
Yes.
believe, to be a little bit more passionate about helping people.
It did. It did. It taught me a lot about not only having faith, but pushing through the really difficult times when you think that you can't make it or this is it. No, you know, you have a strength inside of you. And so it had a big impact on me and my family. And that is why I believe that I have what it takes, especially because of my experiences, to really work hard and fight for the people, because I know what they have gone through.
What do you think of politics, if you have to sum it up in your head?
I think it's exciting, honestly. The idea that people are elected to represent a nation, and they have a responsibility to take care of everyone in that nation. I think it's something that is amazing, and our people deserve respect. And so for me, I have always been extremely excited, and I have a love for politics and government, you know, servicing people. You know, in all of my jobs, I've really taken pride in making sure that the service that I give to the customer or the client is one that they will always remember. And so for me, it's important. It's life. Yeah,
Uh, it's a job that has to be done, anyhow you turn it.
exactly.
But a lot of people are not usually inspired for this
No,
type of job.
no, indeed.
So coming from you, it seems like we may have to even revert back to the fact that you were able to discuss politics around the dinner table as a young kid.
Yes, yes, it
And
was a
that may
part of
have
my
played a
life.
role. You see, I'm saying this because I believe that's some of the qualities we have to look for
Yes,
in those who aspire to become leaders, because we have a very different view in terms of the general public as to what politicians' ambitions are.
Yeah, it's become so negative over the past few years, that it really does look like many politicians are about self rather than about the country, but it doesn't have to be, because your job is to take care of the people and to do what needs to be done for the people based on their needs. And no, so for me, I bring not only my passion and my enthusiasm, but a lot of creativity. As a policy advisor, I know what needs to be done. I do the work for the people every day. And I've just been, I've traveled a lot as well. I studied in the Netherlands, I've studied in the United States. And so I have these experiences that also really play a big role in how I think this country can move forward, because I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world. I really wouldn't be. And so I have to do my part to make this country better.
I, I don't usually give my personal opinion, but I'm very much impressed
Oh, thank you
with
so
with
much.
the way you present yourself, and I would, of course, second the motion for those who think the same way. That these are
Thank
the
you.
kind of young people that we're looking for to present themselves. They have a tendency of changing sometimes. Hope,
Yeah, but I've been this way. You can call up any of my best friends from high school. I've been this way my entire life, and I truly believe in making a difference. When I moved back after college, I mentored at the Victorious Living Foundation, and there was a young girl that had some issues, but I believed in her because I don't ever think that anyone cannot change. Life changes us and we have to change along with it. And so that experience to help someone to go from A to B taught me a lot as well. And so we can't ever give up hope. We can never give up hope that better is possible.
I was wondering somewhere, I had a vague idea of asking you whether you were involved in any type of volunteer work, but I'm sure Victorious Living was volunteer work.
It was, it was, it was. Right now, I am a member of the Engage Foundation that also is working on the spiritual and intellectual development of the community. It's a very new foundation,
Okay.
but I'm proud to be a part of that. I also coach kids soccer, little children soccer, and I have also been a part of the Toastmasters organization as a past president. So community service, of course, is yes, it's important to me.
What would you say to the general public, the masses, the whole country is listening to you? What would you want to say to them at this point?
I know that we have been through a lot over the last couple of months. I know that we have been through a lot over the last couple of years in terms of the political landscape and everything that has been happening. But we cannot give up hope. There are young candidates like myself, especially on the National Alliance Party, that are ready, that are strong and extremely enthusiastic about making a difference in this country. We have a right to vote. It is something that we should be proud of. And so on February 26th, I ask you, and I hope that I have convinced you that I am someone that you can trust to do the work in Parliament, to take care of this country. And I ask for your vote. I ask for your vote and to come out on February 26th, vote for the National Alliance, candidate number 10.